Now, quite often, I don't talk about the movements of the United States Supreme Court, but as you know of recent days, this has set many a person's hair on fire. Abortion has not been banned in the United States. Instead, rather than being something that must be available in all 50 states, it has been sent back to all of the 50 states to come up with their own rules. Some say absolutely no. Some say right up until the day before birth. That's the way their system works. That's the way it is. Now, remember, in their constitution, it was implied that this could possibly become a right. It wasn't written there like free speech, religion, right to bear arms, whether you like it or not. That's the way their country is designed. But have a look at some of the media reaction to, remember, not abortion being banned, but abortion going back to the different states to have different positions on it. And if they have the wrong position, then I would think that the female voters of that state will turf out their local government.
That for many on the far right, the good old days start with 17 and 18, as in hundreds. The era when men were men and women were property. Conservative organizations like the Heritage Foundation have invested decades and many, many millions of dollars building a Supreme Court that could wipe out all the uncomfortable modernism and keep the right men firmly on top.
I could hear people cursing at Fox News, and just 5 minutes ago I was talking to our building security, and we actually found out they graffitied a little bit on the building with some sort of pen. They also knocked down all of our metal barriers along the building, and at several points I even heard them throwing things at the studio windows that I was sitting in.
So you've heard all of this over the weekend, but why is anyone asking an Australian politician what their thoughts are of a legal system in the United States, one that we're not affected by and one that we have no input into? But those were the questions being asked today of Sussan Ley, of course, the Deputy Liberal leader.
Abortion should be safe, legal and rare. This has been a step backwards for women in the US. I'm very discomforted by anything that puts a personal and sensitive issue that a woman has to grapple with in many instances, or a family has to grapple with, in the same sentence as criminal.
And then some of the media reaction. Again, it's an insight into something I'll talk about in a second here. But just because this gives you the ability to read American news doesn't mean we live in America. And yes, sometimes it's very exciting to yell back at things you see on cable TV. But again, an opinion piece was written, America is no longer the land of the free or the brave. And then what about this clickbait from the Channel 9 newspapers? The overturning of Roe versus Wade means for Australia. I'll answer it. Nothing. Zero. Bugger all. Sweet fatty Adams. Roe versus Wade emboldens Australian anti-abortionists. Every state in Australia has passed legislation that's very clear here, yet people want to pretend they're still living in the United States because they want to play the game of the United States.